দর্শক আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি আমাদের নিয়মিত আয়োজন দ্য ভিউজ অনুষ্ঠানে। আপনারা জানেন আমরা এই অনুষ্ঠানে চেষ্টা করে থাকি কমিউনিটি অ্যাফেয়ার্স অথবা আপনাদের অভিভাষণ ও এই দৈনন্দিন নানা রকমের ঘটনা নিয়ে আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে আমরা আলোচনা করে সেটি নিয়ে একটি বিশ্লেষণমূলক তথ্যমূলক অনুষ্ঠান আপনাদেরকে উপহার দেওয়ার চেষ্টা থাকে আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে। যথারীতি আমরা আজ আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে আলোচনা করব অভিভাষণ নিয়ে, অভিভাষণের নানা দিক। সেখানে রয়েছে ডিপোর্টেশন, ভাওয়া থেকে শুরু করে ডিভোর্স সহ আপনি এই ধরনের নানা রকমের কেস যেগুলো আপনারা মূলত মুখোমুখি হন বা সম্মুখীন হন, কিন্তু আপনারা অনেকেই একটু কনফিউজ থাকেন যে কিভাবে এটি থেকে মুক্তি পাবেন বা অনেক প্রশ্ন আপনাদের থাকে। সেগুলো নিয়ে আমরা আজ কথা বলতে চাই। আর আপনারা চাইলেই আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে সরাসরি প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন। আমাদের টেলিভিশন স্ক্রিনে দিয়ে যে নাম্বার রয়েছে সেটিতে ফোন করতে পারেন, ফোন করে আপনাদের প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন, মতামত দিতে পারেন, অথবা আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠান ফেসবুক পেজে সরাসরি সম্প্রচার হচ্ছে, সেখানেও আপনারা আপনাদের মতামত দিতে পারেন। আর আজ আমরা এই অনুষ্ঠানটা যে সাজিয়েছি এবং আমাদের সঙ্গে যিনি গেস্ট হিসেবে আছেন তিনি বেশ পরিচিত আপনাদের এই আমাদের এই কমিউনিটিতে, যিনি দীর্ঘদিন ধরে আইনি সেবা দিয়ে যাচ্ছেন অভিবাসন সংক্রান্ত, মিস্টার গেহি, দ্য প্রিন্সিপাল অ্যাটর্নি অ্যান্ড ফাউন্ডার অফ দ্য গেহি অ্যান্ড অ্যাসোসিয়েট। মিস্টার গেহি, ওয়েলকাম টু আওয়ার শো.
Welcome. It's a pleasure being on the show. I think a little bit about my background. If you don't know, I can talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Would be great if you could talk about my background so we can take it further from there. So I'm the principal attorney of Gehi and Associates. I've been ranked as a super lawyer, and I currently serve as the co-chairman of the Immigration Committee of the Queens County Bar Association. And I've appeared on, as you all know, on Fox 5 as a national expert in immigration. And I've appeared on CBS News, wherein I've been recognized as an expert. And I've appeared on the Ask the Experts panel of the American Immigration Laws Association. And with me, and it's a pleasure for me to join today with Asif Murtaza, who's from my office, who's just wonderful. And he's been here with us to help the Bangladeshi community. And of course, a big thank you to Mr. Vishwas for having this show.
Thank you very much, and it's a huge profile for you, and we are very lucky that you join with us. And maybe you're going to take some question and you're going to give some answer for our community peoples and our viewers. And welcome. আমরা আবারও স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি মিস্টার আসিফ, উনি ল ক্লার্ক জামাইকা অফিস। আসিফ ভাই, আপনাকেও স্বাগত আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানে।
ধন্যবাদ।
দর্শক, আপনারা আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানে আবারও বলছি, আপনারা চাইলে সরাসরি আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানে যোগ দিতে পারেন, আমাদেরকে প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন, যে নাম্বার রয়েছে সেখানে, এবং আপনাদের ফেসবুক পেজেও আপনারা প্রশ্ন রাখতে পারেন। শুরুতেই আমরা একটু ফর স্টার্টিং, মিস্টার গেহি, is a very good, you know that the immigration process right now in America is very unstable and every day is spectral. And so first of all, I want to know about, because you know that now very scaring things is deportation. A lot of people are facing this one, and you know that IS is very strong. They're gonna deport a lot of people and arresting already million of people. So my question is that a lot of people ask our as possible as our viewers, they were gonna want to know, actually IS arrested which people? They're gonna like undocumented or illegal or border crossing or deportation order. Actually, what is their first priority for arresting the people?
Okay, number one, unfortunately, they are going after everybody. So let's go slow. Nowadays, if your visa is getting denied, the first thing they're doing, they're sending you before an immigration judge after you've exhausted your appeal. So whoever, number one, has overstayed the visa, if they're applying for a benefit, for example, if you're applying for asylum, and if asylum is denied by the officer, they're sending you before the immigration judge. Secondly, your I-140 application is denied, they're sending you before an immigration judge. Even if your battered spouse petition is denied, they're sending you before an immigration judge. So in a sense, anyone and everyone who is losing their status is winding up before the immigration judge. And therefore, it's very important for you to have a very good lawyer when you are placed before an immigration judge. The process starts by a person getting a notice to appear before the IJ. And once if you get the notice to appear, then you have the right to fight your case. And even if you are before an immigration judge, you may be able to win your case depending upon the facts and circumstances of your matter. So anyone who is losing the status, who's undocumented, or even if he's a green card holder. Now, this is very important, Mr. Bishwas.
Yeah.
Take an example that someone is coming from Bangladesh. Now, and he used two names. And in the past, he came in and he got a green card under a different name, and now he's an American citizen. And if he has an exclusion or deportation order, his citizenship also can be revoked if immigration brings up proceedings before the court. So be very careful when you're a green card holder. If you're traveling, you have to be careful. Secondly, if you have a criminal record, you have to be careful if you're a green card holder. Thirdly, if you are a green card holder, even if you get involved with a domestic violence crime, you can be in trouble with the law depending upon the facts and circumstances of your case. So what people in our wonderful Bangladeshi community need to do, they need to become US citizens as soon as possible. That is my strongest recommendation to members of our community.
Okay, this is very good question that you concern about this matter, like that criminal activities. But if somebody already had detained by ICE or by a federal agent, so what is their process? What is their legal rights to remove from this kind of removal order?
The first thing is that when they tell you to sign something, tell them, I need a lawyer to review my case. Because sometimes when you're going to sign documents, you can forego your rights, which means you can waive your rights, which is not a good idea. Get in touch with an experienced attorney as soon as possible. And the next important thing for you is just to make sure that have a good lawyer represent you. You may win your case before an immigration judge, or you may lose your case. That is where exactly things stand when you are in court. Ultimately, it is the duty of the judge to administer justice fairly, and if you win, you'll be out. I'll take an example. If you are in removal proceedings, in deportation proceedings, and if you entered with a visa, even if you get married when you are in removal proceedings, you may still be able to save your green card. So depending on the facts and circumstances of a case, you may have options before the immigration judge.
Okay, and Mr. Gay, this is very popular term by USCIS. They're going to influence people for self-deportation or voluntary departure. But what is the difference actually? Deportation, voluntary departure, or the deportation? So both are similar, or it's a little bit different?
So both are different.
Okay.
So voluntary departure falls under Section 240 of the INA. Under Section 240 of the Act, the person says that I am leaving the country on my own recognizance. So which means the government is not paying for your travel. You're leaving the country and you're saying that I'm done with everything. But there's a big misconception. People think that if I take a voluntary departure, I will not be subject to do the 10-year bar. They are wrong. Even if you take voluntary departure, you can still be subjected to the 10-year bar. Voluntary departure means immigration is saying that at least you're leaving with us on a good note. And in future, when you apply for a visa, the officer may be sympathetic. He may be saying that, okay, you went wrong, but at least you admitted. And the bar is the same for voluntary departure too. If you have unlawful presence in the US, which is 10 years under 212A9C2 of the INA. But the good thing is you're not being arrested. You're paying your own fare. You're leaving, and the judge generally gives you 60 days to leave. But when you have a deportation order, the problem is that you have a warrant on your name, and you can be picked up by ICE, and you'll be put back in the detention center, and you'll be sent back to your country, and your record can become really bad. So that is the difference.
Okay, we want to talk about the
that falls under Section 237 of the INA.
Okay.
Voluntary departure is 240. deportation is under section
So
237 of
both
the
are the separate section, because you already explained. But you know that this is very important, like that a lot of people wants to know what is the definition, like undocumented. And you know that the term is illegal alien is very popular right now, especially by USCIS. But
Right.
a lot of people wants to know that undocumented and illegal, both term is same or little bit different. Like that, a lot of people has a work permit, a lot of people has social security card, and they have a pending case, but still now they are risk for deportation. So can you explain what is
If
the
you
difference
have
of
a
undocumented
pending
and
case,
illegal?
if you have a pending case, that is known as time allocated to you to remain in the country by the Attorney General of the United States, if you're in the middle of an asylum or etc. in that case. Undocumented means someone who's without papers, which means if you lost your status in the country, you can become you don't have documents. Generally, undocumented is on most occasions, it's used for people who cross the border and come into the country. So that's a very common word. They say that this person is undocumented. A documented person is someone who has status in the country. For example, if you're on a student visa, you are documented. But if you have lost your status, the actual word is that the person is out of status. So those are the exact words, and not many people know that.
Oh, thank
And
you.
it's also known as people who have violated their status.
Okay.
There's a difference between violation of status, out of status, and undocumented. An undocumented person for me is someone who has no documents. That is where law comes in. And not many people know the differences.
ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। সো মিস্টার আসিফ, আসিফ ভাই, আপনি শুনলেন উনি মিস্টার গেহি বেশ কিছু তথ্য বলেছেন, বিশেষ করে ডিপোর্টেশনের ব্যাপারে উনি কিছু এক্সপ্লেন করেছেন, আনডকুমেন্টেড এবং ইলিগালের ব্যাপারে। আমি ওনার তথ্য অনুযায়ী আপনার কাছে জানতে চাই, যেহেতু আমাদের বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটি বা অনেকেই তাদের পেন্ডিং কেস রয়েছে, বিশেষ করে রাজনৈতিক আশ্রয় থেকে শুরু করে ফ্যামিলি ইমিগ্রেশন, ম্যারিজ বেসড, এরকম অনেকগুলো কেস অনেকে আপনি জানেন পেন্ডিং রয়েছে, যদিও বা তাদের ছোটখাটো কিছু ভুল থাকতে পারে, ক্রিমিনাল অ্যাক্টিভিটিস থাকতে পারে, টিকিট থাকতে পারে। সেক্ষেত্রে এরাও কি আসলে এই বিতরণের ঝুঁকির মধ্যে পড়তে পারে, বা বিতরণের ঝুঁকির মধ্যে পড়লে তাদের আসলে কি কি প্রসিকিউট থাকতে পারে বলে মনে করেন আপনি?
ধন্যবাদ। সো মিস্টার গেহি যেভাবে বললেন যে আসলে আইস এখন মোটামুটি সবার পিছনে যাচ্ছে, তার মানে হচ্ছে যদি কারো এরকম কোনো নেগেটিভ কোনো রেকর্ড থেকে থাকে যেখানে তাকে আসলে ক্ষতি দেখার মতো অনেক জিনিস থাকে, সেক্ষেত্রে অবশ্যই তারা সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হতেই পারে। যদি কারো ক্রিমিনাল রেকর্ড থেকে থাকে তাহলে সে অবশ্যই, আমি বলবো যে সে বিপদ সীমার মধ্যেই রয়েছে। তো যদি কারো যে কোনো ধরনের পিটিশন পেন্ডিং থাকতে পারে, যদি আপনার কোনো পিটিশন পেন্ডিং থাকে ইউএসসিআইএস এর সাথে, ইমিগ্রেশন অফিসের সাথে, এবং যদি আপনার এগুলোতে অনেক সময় ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড চেক হয়, এই ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড চেকগুলোতে যদি কখনোই আপনার কোনো ক্রিমিনাল রেকর্ড ধরা পড়ে, সেক্ষেত্রে অবশ্যই আপনার সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হওয়ার সম্ভাবনা থাকে। এখন এটাও অবশ্য বিবেচ্য বিষয় যে আসলে ক্রাইমটা কত বড়, আপনি যে অপরাধটা করেছেন বা যে ক্রিমিনাল আছে সে কতখানি বড় অপরাধ করেছে, এটা কি মোরাল টার্পিটিউডের মধ্যে পড়ছে কিনা, বা এটা কি কোনো ছোট অপরাধ কিনা, এই সবকিছু বিবেচনা সাপেক্ষে হয়তো তাদেরকে আইস পাকড়াও করতে পারে বা তাদেরকে হয়তো মনিটর করতে পারে। কিন্তু ছোটখাটো যে কোনো ক্রাইমই আসলে সমস্যায় আপনাকে ফেলতে পারে।
ওকে, না সেটি তো অবশ্যই, কারণ সেটি এখন একেবারে মিস্টার গেহি সেটি বারবারই বলছেন যে আপনি যদি কোনো অপরাধে
and I'm very proud to be serving the community.
Okay.
I've done this for a very long time, and Asif is one of my key people in the Jamaica office. And if anyone has any help, needs any help in the Bangla community, Asif is fantastic, and we are known for handling complicated cases. In our law firm, generally people come to us when the DACA consulate has denied the case, they've refused, there's a waiver requirement, or when the family is stuck in DACA, or secondly, other than that, or you got a notice to appear before an immigration judge. And we are helping a lot of people. Asif is doing a very good job by helping people who do not speak English very well. He's been helping them with citizenships. So, example, if you have this wonderful person from Bangladesh or a lady from Bangladesh, and if she has limited command of English, we also conduct classes for them. and we go with them inside the room for the interview. That is legally allowed.
Okay.
So suppose, take an example, you have this wonderful Uber driver. He knows English, he can communicate, but he's scared. And he says that, oh my God, I cannot do it. For example, last week I went with someone, he was from Bangladesh for an interview, and the person passed the interview. So if you want to become a citizen, even if you speak basic English, we have classes, ASIF can conduct the classes. We want to make sure that you become a citizen. Because if you're an American citizen, under most circumstances, you cannot be deported from the United States. So my request to the community is, have a meeting with ASIF, and we offer a free consultation. They can come and see ASIF, and we open 7 days now. Mr. Biswas, the best thing is, based upon community request, we have kept this office open 7 days a week. So which means if someone is busy on the weekdays, they can see ASIF on Saturday or Sunday, become a citizen, sponsor your relatives. If you're in deportation, make an appointment. If you are out of status, if you're illegal, which means undocumented, you may still have a way to qualify for a green card. And besides that, if you are a victim of abuse, if you're married to an American citizen, if your spouse is troubling you, you do not have to continue with the abuse. You can self-sponsor yourself for a green card under VAWA. So we also do family law cases. We do divorces in the Jamaica office, in the Jackson Heights office, in the Ozone Park office. You can come in and see us in any of the offices. Even if you're filing for bankruptcy, we'll be happy to help you.
Mr. Gay, you are absolutely right that that now is the artificial intelligence era. So language is not a barrier for anybody's immigration status or something. And we are very grateful to you that especially your organization, your institution helps Bangladeshi community lots, especially
for a long time.
As a long time. Thank you very much. And we are really grateful to you. So we discuss about like that deportation. So this is the last question about deportation. Then we're going to go by the VAWA or other immigration process. So if anybody's loved one already like detained by ICE, what should family do? How can they gonna contact? And is it any possibility for they have do something like BIA or that HIVAS or something special for them? Any
first thing is,
yeah,
they need to keep ASIF's number. That's 718-764-6911, and let ASIF know that my relative has been detained. Then after that, the person may be eligible for bond or he may not be eligible for bond. That's the second thing we need to see. Then third, he may have rights. For example, if he's been in the country for more than 10 years, if he has children over here, we can still fight the case based upon cancellation of removal, wherein you can show hardship to children, hardship to parents, hardship to the green card holder or US citizen spouse. And the leading case on the point is the matter of Monreal, the matter of Andazola, and the matter of Resinas. And if we can show extreme, exceptional, and unusual hardship under Section 240 of the INA, then that person may still get the green card in America. So being in deportation does not mean that it is the end of your case. And sometimes I've had clients who've gotten back to Bangladesh or to other countries, and they've been able to come back by applying for the 601A waiver. So there are ways, but nothing is a guarantee. But what you can do, you can keep fighting the case. So what we do is we handle extremely complicated immigration cases, divorce cases, family law cases, matrimonial cases, and bankruptcy. And ASIF can see you anytime you want, 7 days a week. We can make appointments.
Thank you, Mr. Gee. You know that you tell about this one, that deportation, and you fight, and you know that fight is better than flight. We know this one.
Right.
Actually.
It depends. Now, there's a very good twist to it, and not many lawyers know that.
Okay.
Sometimes flight can be better than fight, and I'll tell you why. And there's a small exception to that. For example, if a person comes on a student visa, and if he has overstayed the visa, and even if it is in detention, in those cases, a good lawyer should know how to take flight. And if you get voluntary departure, he is not subjected to the 10-year bar. gets married, comes back on a green card. Done that, been there. He can come back on an H-1B because the unlawful presence power does not accrue in this case. Law is something that can be very, very, very demanding. It can be extremely complicated, but a good lawyer knows of how to kind of apply the law and do the best for his client. That's what good lawyers do in the profession.
Yes,
And as you know, I'm the co-chairman right now of the Queens County Bar community, and I cannot thank the community enough for the support. And I've reached this level just because of all the love, the affection, and the praise that I've received from my community. I need to thank the community, and especially, to TB and Bangla for basically getting me where I am. So the number is 718-764-6911 to reach Asif, and he is wonderful. He's been a great asset to help the community.
Okay, Mr. Gay, and you tell that marriage is better, but sometimes all of the marriage is not happy marriage life because that lot of VAWA. So we wanna discuss about this matter, VAWA and other thing, and marriage based green card also. But we take one short break, and after short break we wanna discuss about VAWA and other immigration process. দর্শক, আমরা নিচ্ছি ছোট্ট একটা বিরতি, কোথাও যাব না। বিরতির পর ফিরে এসে আমরা ভাওয়া সহ এবং অন্যান্য যে ইমিগ্রেশনের যে আরো অন্যান্য প্রসেস রয়েছে সেটি নিয়ে মিস্টার গেহির সঙ্গে আমরা আলোচনা করব। ফিরছি কিছুক্ষণ পর। দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের আবারও স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি দ্য ভিউজ অনুষ্ঠানে। আমাদের সঙ্গে ভিউজ অনুষ্ঠানে যেমন যথারীতি যিনি রয়েছেন মিস্টার গেহি, দ্য প্রিন্সিপাল অ্যাটর্নি গেহি অ্যান্ড অ্যাসোসিয়েটস, এবং আমাদের সঙ্গে আরো একজন রয়েছেন মিস্টার আসিফ, উনি ল ক্লার্ক, জ্যামাইকা অফিস। আমি একটু আসিফ ভাই, বিরতির পর আপনার থেকে জানি, মিস্টার গেহি আপনার অনেকগুলো কথা বলছেন, বিশেষ করে উনি বিশেষ কিছু ব্যাপারে বলেছেন যে আমেরিকান ড্রিম মানে আমেরিকান স্বপ্ন শেষ হয়ে যায় না, কমপ্লেক্স কেসও আপনারা হ্যান্ডেল করে থাকেন। একটু যদি এটা ব্যাখ্যা করতেন যে উনি যেমনটি বলছিলেন যে বিয়ের ব্যাপারটি নিয়ে, এবং বলছেন স্টুডেন্ট ভিসার যদি ওরকম সমস্যা থাকে তারপরও তারও সুযোগ থাকে, আসলে সেই সুযোগগুলো কি কি হতে পারে?
ধন্যবাদ। শুরুতে মিস্টার গেহির কথাটা দিয়ে আমি শুরু করি যে উনি যখন বললেন যে মানে কোনো কিছু শেষ হয়ে যায় না বা আমেরিকান যে স্বপ্নটা সেটা শেষ হয়ে যায় না, এখানে একটা বিষয় আমাদেরকে জানা দরকার যে এখানে আমাদের যাই অবস্থা থাক না কেন, আপনি যদি কোনো ইউএস সিটিজেনের সাথে আপনার বিবাহ সম্পন্ন হয়, সেক্ষেত্রেও কিন্তু তার অনেক দুয়ার খোলা থাকে। এখন সাম্প্রতিক অবস্থা যাই হোক না কেন, যদি একজন ইউএস সিটিজেন এখন যার সাথে ইউএস সিটিজেনের বিয়ে হচ্ছে, তার স্ট্যাটাস যেরকমই থাকুক, আনলফুল স্ট্যাটাস হয়ে থাকুক বা আনলফুল প্রেজেন্স হয়ে থাকুক, বিয়ে একবারে ঠিক মতো হয়ে গেলে এবং যদি সেটা তারা ঠিক উপস্থাপন করতে পারে যে এটা সত্যি বিয়ে ছিল, কোনো ধরনের আইনের সাথে খেলাধুলা করার জন্য,
বোনাফাইড হতে হয়।
জি, বোনাফাইড হতে হয়। তো একদম সৎ বিশ্বাস থেকে যে বিয়েটা হয়, এই বিয়েটা যদি কোনোভাবে পরিবেশন করা যেতে পারে বা প্রমাণ হিসেবে ব্যবহার করা যেতে পারে, তাহলে অবশ্যই চান্সেস থাকে, এবং সেক্ষেত্রে তারা খুব বেশি এটাকে প্রত্যাখ্যান করতে পারে না। কিন্তু সমস্যাটা হয় যখন তারা এটাকে ঠিকভাবে উপস্থাপন করতে পারে না, এবং এই জন্যই সবসময় গুরুত্বপূর্ণ থাকে যে একজন ভালো লয়ার, একজন ভালো অ্যাটর্নি, যে অভিজ্ঞ, যে জানে যে ছোটখাটো কি সব কারণে কোন কোন ফাঁক ফোকর থেকে একটা কেসকে ডিনাই করা হতে পারে, একটা কেসকে প্রত্যাখ্যান করা হতে পারে। এই অভিজ্ঞতার আলোকে আমরা গেহি অ্যান্ড অ্যাসোসিয়েটস প্রায় 30 বছরের বেশি সময় ধরে এই ল ফার্মটা আমাদের চলছে। আমাদের 3টা আমাদের সেকশন রয়েছে, জ্যাকসন হাইটস, জামাইকা এবং ওজন পার্কে, নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটির মধ্যে। আমাদের এর বাইরেও আমাদের রয়েছে টেক্সাসে। তো আমি যেটা বলছিলাম যে আমরা এই জ্যামাইকা লোকেশনে আমি থাকি, আমাদের অ্যাটর্নিরা এই জ্যামাইকা লোকেশনে থাকে। আমরা সব থেকে কমপ্লেক্স কেসও আমরা হ্যান্ডেল করেছি। আমাদের এরকম অনেক রেকর্ড আছে যে প্রায় সবকিছু শেষ হয়ে যাচ্ছে বা অ্যাডিশনাল রিকোয়েস্ট ফর এভিডেন্স যেগুলো চাওয়া হয়েছে, একটা কেসকে শুরুতে তারা অন্য কোথাও ছিল বা তারা শুরুতে কোনো উকিল ধরে নেই, কিন্তু আমাদের কাছে আসার পর আমরা দেখেছি যে অনেক অগোছালো বিষয়। সেখান থেকে একটা কেসকে যখন আমরা দেখেছি যে না, এর ভিতরে অনেক শক্তিশালী একটা কেস, কিন্তু ঠিক ঠিক গাইডেন্সের অভাবে আসলে এটা ঠিক
নষ্ট হয়ে যেতে পারে।
জি,
there's something important I want to share with the community. This is important news. Be very careful if you have filed for asylum.
Okay.
And I'll tell the community why. There was someone in our community, I think he was not even a lawyer, And that man got into trouble with the law, and he filed a lot of fake asylum cases. So I went for an interview recently, and I cannot take his name because I respect everybody. And the client had so much trouble for no reason because of that person's record. So someone is telling you that they are going to write the story in your asylum. Do not get involved with that. You will be in trouble, and that person is going to be in big trouble. The court is looking at those cases under a microscope, and that is where people are getting into trouble. So that is number one. Secondly, if you have a criminal record and if you're a green card holder, please meet up with the lawyer, immigration lawyer, immediately to see whether you should become a citizen or no. Somebody asked me a question from Bangladesh, who's my wonderful person who called me. He said, Mr. Gehi, I've traveled so many times to Bangladesh and I have a criminal record. So you think I'll have a problem? You can have a problem at any time with immigration if they pull you over. If they think that this crime is a deportable offense, you will be getting an NTA and you can still be put into deportations. It does not mean in the past that they excuse you, that they're going to excuse you in the future. The other issue is if you have used two names, even if you're a citizen, and if they find that there's something that you failed to disclose, they even have the power nowadays to try to revoke your citizenship. I'm dealing with cases wherein citizenships are being revoked these days. These are very complicated cases, and I only handle complicated immigration cases. This is news for the community. And I came today after a long time, especially because some people told me, Mr. Gehi, it's time for you to come in and explain the community to let them know what is happening. A lot of complicated cases. And another thing which is very important, if you have not gotten your work permit for a long time, if your marriage case is pending, best thing is to file for a mandamus action to get your case up. At least you'll be able to get your work permit. You'll be able to get a green card interview. I did that for a client, and his spouse's work permit was pending for more than 1.5 years. And secondly, besides that, she did not have a work permit. She did not get the green card. So we filed for a mandamus action. So if your marriage case or if your other case is pending for a long time, consider filing a mandamus. If people are detained and if you think you have a justifiable case and if you have exhausted all your remedies and if the IJ has denied the bond and everything, and if you feel that your client is eligible for a bond hearing, then consider habeas.
That's good.
Complicated issues in immigration.
Okay, Mr. Gabe, you concerned about your asylum because you know that now is a very misleading information. We saw that a lot of articles on the newspaper, especially from the 𝗖𝗎 ex-handle. They're gonna tell that asylum is a lot of fake story, a lot of fake documents. But if any asylum pending case holder married a US citizen, is it okay for his getting green card or permanent residency or any problem, or is it impact his future case?
Okay, so it depends on the entry.
Okay.
If the person has a legal entry, then you're fine. But if he has unlawful entries, then he's inadmissible under Section 212. So what you'll have to do in this case, you have to file if he's been here for more than 10 years, fight under cancellation of removal. But if that gets denied, then continue the case before the BIA. Also apply for the waiver, 601A waiver, and you may still have a chance for a green card. Therefore, when I teach, I conduct sessions at the Queens County Bar Association. I teach lawyers, that's known as CLEs. I tell them, make sure that you meet with the client, do the best for him, but there are no guarantees in the system. But what you can do is advise the client that, listen, these are your options. Work within those parameters, and inshallah, you may be successful.
Okay, but you know that all marriage is not the happy marriage life. You know, sometimes marriage life.
Now, if it's not a happy married life, consider VAWA.
Yeah, I want to talk
And-
about this matter. Yeah.
So, do you know, I fought a case a while ago wherein the marriage happened and the people were divorced for many, many years. And then this lady got before the judge. And the biggest thing that the client, when she spoke to another lawyer, she said, well, I've been divorced for more than 2 years and I don't know what I'm going to do before the court. I fought that case before the judge and she was divorced for more than 10 years and we won the case.
So what is the like that this kind of VAWA case? You say the VAWA is not for women; it also implements
VAWA
for the men
applies to
also,
men as well as to women.
as well as.
And the law on the point is that you should have been subjected to extreme cruelty. Do not file a fake VAWA case. Because sometimes what people have done in the past, when they have gone to some people, like, they just file it for namesake and everything. Do not do that. Respect the law. Do not circumvent the law. Make sure that if you have been a victim of extreme cruelty, you may be eligible for VAWA. Now, there's something else I want to give you some news. And not many people have fought the cases properly. I met with a Bangladeshi woman, very nice lady. She said that I do not have my marriage certificate and this person had a religious marriage with me. Can I apply for VAWA and have a child from the person? The answer is a good lawyer will take up that case and fight it. As far as you, even if you entered into a religious marriage, even if you don't have a marriage certificate, there is a way to fight those cases because I love fighting complicated cases. There are some people in the Bangla community who have green cards and they have criminal records. That does not mean that you cannot become a citizen. Even if you have a criminal record, you may be eligible for US citizenship. End of the day, become a citizen as soon as possible because it's the best gift you can give to anyone in this country, especially because of the difficult immigration times we all are facing today.
That's true. Right, a lot of people are facing the difficult time, but I want to know about from you that what is the evidence needed from the VAWA case. But one viewers on the telephone line, so I want to take the phone and I come back. দর্শক কে আছেন আপনি নাম বলে আপনার প্রশ্নটি করুন।
Hello,
হ্যাঁ শুনতে পাচ্ছি আপনি নাম
hello,
বল।
good evening. My name is 𝗖𝗶𝘁 𝗧𝗕𝗡 and my question is to Mr. 𝗂𝗂𝗂. The DO office holding my new visa certification, which is I-918. They're holding it for the last 9 months. They don't say yes or no anything. So my question is, how long it can take and what I should
Number
do
one, it's
for
too early
this?
for them. If we've already filed it with immigration, it's too early right now because that is not an unreasonable delay under 28 USC 1361. So your mandamus will not succeed. Give it at least 1 more year to see what happens.
Okay.
So don't waste your money now. Just wait right now. Just do a follow-up. It's not worth for you to spend the money, wait for some time, and you can do a polite follow-up. I will not take up your case.
And right now, lot of backlog on the case, মিস্টার আসিফ ভাই যেমনটা বলছিলেন উনি যে ভাওয়ার ব্যাপারে বলছিলেন যে অনেক কঠিন কেসও সম্ভব, বিশেষ করে উনি বললেন যদি কোনো প্রকার ম্যারেজ সার্টিফিকেটও না থাকে, যদি ধর্মীয়ভাবেও বিয়ে হয় তারপরেও সম্ভব। কিন্তু আমি হয়তো ওনাকে প্রশ্নটা করবো একটু পরে, আপনি যদি বলতেন যে ভাওয়া কেসের একটা সমস্যা হচ্ছে আপনার এভিডেন্স, মানে একজন যিনি ভুক্তভোগী উনি বুঝেন না যে কি ধরনের এভিডেন্স উনি জমা দিবেন, সেক্ষেত্রে যদি একটু বলতেন যে যারা
that depends on the case. You cannot just tell anyone what evidence is needed. Because there have been couples, right, which have seen...
But you know that a lot of misleading information about this matter.
Let me talk to you about this. So I also have a strong medical background, So you need to see whether basically the person is suffering from schizophrenia, whether they're suffering from, psychosomatic disorders, whether they're suffering from dementia precox. You'll have to look at the state of mind of the person, whether the cruelty is extreme. That's the first test. Secondly, of course, common sense that if they've been physically abused, that's excellent. But sometimes the mental abuse can be stronger than the physical abuse. And we need to look at text messages, we need to look at emails, we need to look at marks on, on the body, for example, if the person was slapping the person and he has bruises. Even if you don't have that, even if there is 0 physical abuse, if the mental abuse is strong, you may still have a case. The first requirement is that the marriage should be bona fide, which means the person should have married the person with an intent to establish the life under Section 204 of the INA. Because if 204C is applied, and if the government considers that to be a marriage fraud, you're done for good. So this is what I do, complicated cases. And we do not need any cooperation from the US citizen spouse. If the citizen says, I'm not going to help you, no problem. You should be standing on your own legs to fight the case. And a lot, unfortunately, happens to a lot of women in the community. And, sometimes most men are very good, but there are some men who abuse people from the South Asian community. And that's a real fact. But sometimes there are men also who are facing similar abuse from family members. So VAWA goes both ways. People think it only applies to women. You're wrong. It can apply to men too. So if the law is the law states that if you are a victim of extreme cruelty, or if you have been subjected to an enormous amount of abuse, you absolutely have the right to file a VAWA.
But Mr. Gehi, you know that one misleading information is spread on the community that domestic violence and VAWA. So domestic violence and VAWA, domestic violence is the primary.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, can you explain about this matter?
Now, not many people know about domestic violence. So take an example. If the spouse is a green card holder or US citizen, then VAWA applies. Then you can apply for a green card. But imagine if there are two spouses who do not have papers in the country. Now, in that instance, if suppose he is beating this lady or this man extensively, police comes in and there's an issue, then the U visa can come in over here. And the third thing is that if somebody calls this one visa, which is not discussed at all, is victims of trafficking, and not many people know the law. If you are working for an employer and, under the table, like which means you cross the border, you came here, you're working for a grocery store, wherein you're getting brutally exploited, which means that, he's paying you around $10 an hour. And he's holding you hostage, he's threatening you, you still have a way to apply. You may be eligible for a different kind of a visa. It's a trafficking visa, or it may be the U visa. So if you have been badly underpaid, like $10 an hour as an example, $11 an hour, and if the employer is exploiting you, you can come in and see us. And you may have a chance to apply for your green card, not directly, by applying for basically, let me see, you may fall under the U visa category. If you have been harassed, threatened, bullied, number one, or you may be eligible for victims of trafficking, which means sometimes what are trafficking victims? Let's go take an example. Someone calls you to come to America and tells you, I'm going to give the paperwork. Then they force you to work for them. And they tell you, hey, listen, I paid so much money for you to come here. And now you have to work with me for 2 years, 3 years. Number one. Secondly, women get exploited over there. That is another thing. Third thing is that employer threatens you that I'm going to get you deported. Those cases, you should come in and see me. God willing, you may the word, I cannot guarantee you anything, still have a chance for a green card. Even if you're without papers, that is something I handle in my office, but you have to stand up for your rights, and God willing, you'll do well. even if you're out of status, nobody's helping you. But if you have been brutally exploited, there may be a chance for you to fight for your rights.
That's why everybody tell that end of the tunnel, light is coming. So, and you are
The lawyer makes the difference.
Yes,
Knowledge
that's true.
is power.
You know,
I've
the
written
present
books on-
case presentation is different for his
I have
case.
written books on immigration.
Yeah.
I read a lot. I cannot guarantee that I'm going to win every case. That's what, as a mentor, I tell people. End of the day, you can fight for your rights. And there's a very good saying in America that the true administration of justice is the firmest pillar of good government. So our job as a lawyer is not to win cases. Our job is to fight cases and make sure that justice is fairly administered in the nation. When someone asks me, can you win my case? My answer is, I cannot win your case. I can fight your case and I can try my best to win your case, but nobody can guarantee you that he'll win. And another thing before we leave, the instant program is an attorney advertisement on the laws of the state of New York. Any advice given in this session is general in nature and does not apply to any particular facts or circumstances unless and until an attorney-client agreement is reached between the parties, and any advice given by TBN is general in nature and should not be considered as legal advice by Mr. Biswas or by the TV channel.
Thank you very much, Mr. 𝗖𝗓𝗓 and Mr. Asif. And your last word is very important, that justice is still alive in America. So everything is possible.
If you want to reach us, if you want to reach me, you can reach Asif. He'll be happy. And he has a wonderful set of people working over there. We have Karan, we have Ranja, we have, Asif Murtaza, then we have wonderful Zaina, and we have, many other great people in the Jamaica office. We have an office in Jackson Heights, and Mr. 𝗖𝗓𝗓 is in Jackson Heights every day. And we have an office in Texas, don't forget. If you're watching this show in Dallas, Texas, you can also see us in Texas.
Yeah.
And we have an office in Ozone Park. And the other big news, Mr. Biswas, is that very soon we are starting an office in Hicksville. So it doesn't matter if it's a divorce matter, if it's a family law case, if it is a bankruptcy case, or a very complicated immigration case, we are always here to help the community.
Thank you very much, and it's very helpful for our Bangladeshi community, and really they are very grateful to your associate. And thank you very much, and Mr. 𝗖𝗓𝗓 and Mr. Asif for joining with us. And maybe next time we want to talk about others matter of the immigration process. Until then, take care. Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everybody.
ধন্যবাদ দর্শক, আপনাদেরকে এতক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গে থাকার জন্য। যেমনটি অ্যাটর্নি মহোদয় বলছেন যে কোনো কঠিন কেসেরও আসলে শেষ হয়ে যায় না, স্বপ্ন থাকে যদি আপনি সেটি সঠিকভাবে উপস্থাপন করতে পারেন এবং সঠিক অ্যাটর্নির মাধ্যমে সেটি সমাধান করতে পারেন। আজ এ পর্যন্তই, অন্যদিন অন্য কোনো বিষয় নিয়ে আপনাদের সামনে আবারও হাজির হবো। ততক্ষণ আমাদের সঙ্গেই থাকুন।
TBN 24 টেলিভিশন দেখতে আজই কল করুন 7187776556। লগ ইন করুন www.totalcablebd.com।
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।